I'm Robyn Schroth. I am faculty member at Shenandoah and also coordinator of the dance program at the Arts Academy, affiliated with the university as well. I came to Winchester in 1977, actually came back home and started working at the university, and part of my load for teaching at the university was also to teach at the Arts Academy, which was at that time called Conservatory Arts Program, so it was CAP. That's right. And within that little program, it was the university's way of outreach in many ways, because it was dance, and then for young children, all ages, up through high school, so they were able to study dance. There were private instrument lessons, piano, any kind of instrument you wanted. I can't recall, there were, throughout the time of CAP, there were some theater classes, different things were offered, depending upon who was in charge at that time and what new programs. So I've been with what the so-called Arts Academy since, for over almost 40 years. So I've seen it grow. We've moved into our own building, and it is truly a wonderful outreach to the community that offers quality training. I would say the majority of the faculty that teach in the Arts Academy also teach main campus. So pretty much everybody has a degree of either a bachelor, master's, doctorate, whatever. So it is certainly quality education in the arts, all different forms: music, dance, theater, choral, instrumental, some art classes. So it's a pretty exciting organization for this town. The Cotillion, I'm affiliated with the National League of Junior Cotillions, which is headquartered in North Carolina. And this program is designed, what I do is designed for 6th and 7th graders. It is social dance and etiquette. They talk about various etiquette issues, as in proper introductions, how to seat a partner properly, how to write a proper RSVP, which forks to use at the meal, how to open doors, how to help a lady with her coat, and basic ballroom dancing, foxtrot, waltz, cha-cha, swing. So it's a great program. I've had a great time with it, very great successes. I've been doing that for over 20 years. Well, obviously the university. I mean, that is kind of like the main one, because, and it has become even more so with the Performing Arts Live series, and Summer Music Theater was one of the first, I think, outside. I shouldn't say outside. For the most part, in years gone by, concerts of any group at this university were open to the public. But then we also used to have an artist series where there were special, they would book people to come to the university. I can remember having, I can't think of his name, drummer that was the drummer on the Tonight Show. He came and did a concert. And that, it was all forerunners to what's happens now, the Performing Arts Live series. Isn't that right, PAL series?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
That's right. So it always has played a big part in educating this community about art and performing arts. And I think it is still the real, the one that stands out the most in the community. There are smaller organizations. The Shenandoah Arts Council has always been pretty vibrant and has grown, and it has its own home now, and they are also very, I think, front and center in highlighting and showcasing local artists, which is really nice. I think the community itself, different organizations recognize the need for things like the Arts and Craft Festival that's always held every year at Apple Blossom. That's always something. And Rotary does a big Arts and Crafts Festival in the fall. So, and that certainly highlights local artisans, and actually not just local, they come from far and wide. I think the structure of downtown, the rebuilding of downtown on the mall with their many art galleries now there, and downtown has really perked up its promos and their promotions with First Fridays, and oftentimes those the art galleries are open, and that's kind of exciting for downtown. People look forward to First Friday. There's a very vibrant Parks and Rec program in the county and in the city that do lots of different classes too. That I think, more so when we sit and start talking about it, you do realize that there is a lot going on. In the past, I was an artist in residence in schools. That there is money that is in private foundation that is allotted for special programs. I don't know how much it is used for arts programs. Like every public school system, it really grapples with how much money can go to art. I know that there's art and music, definitely. There is not dance, but other schools in Virginia have dance in the public school system, but we don't. And I do think they do embrace it, because even from the start, they're doing school musicals, or they're doing a system-wide musical where it's, high school kids have the leads, but they've brought in young children and start cultivating that love for theater and music. There are all kinds of performances and arts fairs. I think arts festivals in the high school and in the elementary school. So I do feel there is a desire, and they recognize the value of it. I think that the community supports it. They see it is kind of interesting, and it is, even if it's a social time on First Fridays, people are walking in and seeing artwork. There are so many artisans out that you just don't know about, that their work is pretty private, or they teach and have galleries or studios in their homes, and they're photographers, and it's amazing to me. And you see a lot of that at the Arts Council. Well, it's like I said, I think there are some amazing craftsmen around that. I know there was this exhibit at the Arts Council, and it's just people that do really cool things with refurbishing, what do we call it? Repurposing. A lot of repurposing. But they're also furniture makers, and that are craftsmen. The Headleys in Winchester is a long-time family known for their expertise in antiques. But they also, another group of Headleys, like the brother and the cousins, are furniture craftsmen. They built a humongous dining room table for the White House.
Ooh.
Wow. They do very refined, antique quality, high-end, beautiful furniture. I know there are a lot of people that do ironwork. It's kind of amazing that there are lots of little craftsmen that I'm not really sure how you find them. Do they come together? I think it's all word of mouth, that they would find their way to the Arts Council for a show. But it's kind of funny. I have this quilt that was my grandmother's, and I showed it to Mary. I said, I want you to see this quilt, when I was cleaning out my mother's house. And she's like, ooh, I want to take this, and there was a quilt turning, which was the culmination of kind of a weekend of all these, expert quilters and people historians, and Mary was part of it, and she spoke. They had all these lectures, and so she goes, well, come to the quilt turning, and we'll I want to show you a quilt. So, a quilt turning is everybody stands around a big square table, and they have a stack of quilts, and the expert flips them back, turns them, tells you about the stitches, tells you about the fabric, tells you about the designs. This looks like it's from this area, that area. Well, my quilt was on the bottom.
Oh, of course.
And I was like, okay. I mean, it was interesting to me. I'd never done anything like that, and these people were so into it. So we get to the bottom 2 hours later, all the quilt turns, and my quilt comes up, and they all went, I was like, it's been in a box in the basement. Well, evidently it was pretty amazing.
Wow.
It was a really cool quilt, and just these beautiful designs, neat. It has neat fabric in it, and you know, this one woman said to me, "You have a responsibility." I was like, "Okay," and then, you know, this is museum quality.
Wow.
It was kind of so. It's in a pillowcase in my cedar closet, but you know, it was very interesting. To the point, this one woman came, "Do you mind if I take pictures?" I was like, "Oh no, it's fine." I had no idea, but that kind. I mean, the excitement in their voices and faces, and I was like, "Oh, this quilt." You know, I'm just looking at it, going, "Oh, it's kind of got some holes in it," and they're
right.
You know, it was really bizarre. Just as far as hidden gems, and you know, that whole quilt scene is a biggie around here.
Yeah.
And into Harrisonburg, I think, you know, there's a museum down there. Mary lectures. She hasn't very much this year, but there was a period when she was going all over the place doing lectures because she was just so intrigued by that, and because it also went into, you know, your family genealogy, and she researched my great-great-grandparents to kind of get an idea of where this quilt may have come from in Maryland. So it was kind of neat. Obviously, in the dance world, that's kind of like one of your passages as far as, you know, oh, mom took ballet, so you're going to take ballet. I think the Arts Academy offers cool things for little people because if they start earlier with music and me kind of classes and a lot of that music training that once in kind of segues into movement, which I think is real important. As far as adult classes, you know, I have some adult friends that take piano or take violin, and that certainly is here, but you know, predominantly in the community, local, it's for young people. The university obviously is pre-professional training, and you know, you choose to come, but you know, as much as we can, we try to partner so that young people can see where it can lead you. What's exciting to me about the University and the Arts is just the whole music therapy program, going out into, because of, you know, assisted living facilities, that they are sharing the love of music and art too, and I think that's really important. I think, you know, our culture has seen the value in that.
Yes.
I know from my